Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Jay Cruz, coming from Panama City Beach, and I haven't been on here in a while. I've just been extremely busy with work and gigging and stuff like that. But I wanted to come back and give you a good 4.5 month update post shoulder surgery. So I had a rotator cuff. They fixed that and reattached that. Labrum tear fixed, and they cleaned that up. They shaved away a little bit of bone spurs, and I had a biceps tendinosis. That's just reattaching the bicep tendon because it was being shredded by my my bone spurs. So they reattached that to my bone here. So update. I mean, I can get it up there. Okay. I do feel some pressure, but I think after a while, maybe that will actually go away. Now, playing guitar, depending on how your surgery is, I know my surgeon is out of Gulf Breeze. It was out of the Andrews Institute, and his name is Dr. Jordan. This guy was absolutely amazing. I had actually asked him if I needed to, when should I start taking these pain pills, because it wasn't that bad. When I say that bad, I would just pop some Tylenol here and there, but I will say, like, in the beginning, when I was sleeping in a good old lounging chair or a lazy boy, just because I didn't want to be in bed and roll over, and I had a good old sling on, and it had a pillow. I guess you could say a pillow, but a styrofoam thing that propped my arm up like that. But I was playing guitar probably the same week or the week after, just making sure that I can still continue the muscle memory of playing guitar. And also, you didn't want to lose these calluses there either. Those calluses are hard to get. But anyway, the biggest thing I've run into so far is when I'm playing gigs, my shoulder gets kind of tired, especially when I have my guitar strap on it. The tenderness and the just the fatigue that builds up really quick. It's a lot faster than it was before because, it wasn't really cut into before. But regardless, I think eventually that'll actually come up. Like right here in my trap right here, it would get really, really sore, really, really tired, or I would get a little bit of pain. But it's nothing I couldn't work through. And it's all depending on your pain tolerance as well. Maybe I do have a high pain tolerance, but I'm a dude. Sometimes we're a little extra when we come to pain and being sick. But I'm just kidding. But maybe not. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, I'm not really going to the gym yet. But when I say going to the gym, and I used to bench 225 repetitively. That's what I would just start and finish with. I wouldn't go higher, wouldn't go lower. But now I'm still doing, I go there and I might do the tens on the side just to slowly, gradually get to where I want to be, just so I build that strength up. But I am still doing, I think the best thing that I really loved is just like you get this, it's like a mini medicine ball that's like 5 pounds, and you go against the wall and then you just go clockwise and counterclockwise, and just gets those little twitch muscles building up around that shoulder. And then when you get the those bands, and then you go in or like out and in or whatever, just building up muscle around it to try to really stabilize and build that muscle strength up and stuff like that. But I would still say my biggest thing is I'm not able to sleep on that left side. And maybe that'll just come back in time, or maybe I've gotten so used to staying on my right side now that my left side is just not my side anymore. But I still want to. I guess I still try, and it's not there. I do get pain, but it's nothing unbearable where I'd have to take like crazy type of muscle pain relievers or anything like that. Usually I don't take a pain reliever, but I will take some Tylenol or ibuprofen just to make sure that some of the inflammation and stuff like that goes down, or I can just deal with the pain. There's been a couple times where I have to take a little bit a higher dose, and I talked to my doctor about it, and they prescribed me something just to to do that, and I think I just maybe just worked it a little too hard. What I did do accomplish, and this is like I said, 4.5 months. So my surgery was January 14th, 2025, and now it is June 3rd, 2025, and I was able to do 10 push-ups, and that's, that's pretty awesome to do. I couldn't, I mean, they were very, very slow push-ups, but it's better than, like I was doing the incline 45s, just trying to like get that muscle memory, but I still would get that like inside of the shoulder right here, get a little pressure, and I just wasn't comfortable. But I was pretty comfortable with doing 10. Like I said, it did take me a little bit, but getting the guitar, like I go up and down this fretboard, and it's good, and it's not bad. So I'm really happy with that. But like I said, like before, I was able to, when I usually do a lot of standing gigs where I have a guitar strap, so I'm not gonna drop my guitar, but I get a little bit of fatigue, and I'm pretty sure, yeah. So it goes around this way, so it's always resting on that left shoulder. So I've tried to get better at not placing a lot of weight on that strap, because I don't want to mess up the instrument itself. But anything else that I would really recommend for anybody going through this surgery, one, I would go to probably the best surgeon you have in your area. I went to Gulf Breeze, Florida, and it's at the Andrews Institute. Dr. Stephen Jordan was absolutely amazing. I didn't have like excruciating pain. I've had other surgeries before. They're like, all right, as soon as you get in the car, just go ahead and make sure in about an hour pop a pill, just so you have pain management, because you don't want it to get too crazy where you're in extremely too much pain. But I will say, at one point, I was like, man, my shoulder's really, really hurting, and but I was taking half the dosage, so it hurt, but it was something I could manage it, but I wasn't able to go to sleep. So, but other than that, I mean, like, I didn't have much pain. I did ask him, I was like, hey, do I need to continue to take the pain medicine if I don't really feel like there's that much pain that Tylenol can't handle? He said, yeah, you can stop and just do Tylenol and ibuprofen and switch it out. Other than the medicine ball exercise, like a little small 5-pounder that goes around the wall, you go counterclockwise and clockwise. A big one was they have this, they told me to just get a towel and kind of reach back and try to get your range of motion behind your back. And that's like one of the last things that you actually kind of get back is, stretching out your shoulder enough, because, it's going to be very stiff, to get behind your back and really stretch that ligament and feel comfortable. Like, I still get a little bit of resistance and a little bit of pain right in here, but I think within time it'll go away, I hope. But I have noticed when I'm driving that my biggest thing was when I was driving, why I went to the doctor, like it would just pop out and behind here, like it would just be so annoying. I'm just driving and I just feel like it's just popping out this way all the time, and I would get sharp pains. When I'm driving now, I don't even feel like it's ever coming out, which is absolutely amazing to me. Now, does it still get fatigued because of the surgery? I do believe so, yes. So I still go with my right hand a lot more, but I'm not feeling that where it's getting that impingement or just like wanting to fall out of that socket all the time. And that was the biggest thing why I wanted to get that. Other than doing push-ups, which is a big feat accomplishment that I in my mind, being able to pick up a couple things, but I still baby my shoulder. I don't want to put a lot of weight, so like I'll do two arms. So my right arm's doing more of the lifting, but I'll lift it and go to my leg and then push it up into my bed of my truck. So like as a working musician, you want to, you're always loading and unloading gear. And the biggest thing I have is a tote, is a Craftsman tote that I have a lot of my, just like wires, soundboard, my pedal board, carpet, extra stuff. Just it's a whole bunch of things while it's setting up. That one is pretty heavy, so I always set it on my knee and then push it into the bed of the truck. But it's progressively getting stronger, but I know I can't just pick it up like I used to and just shove it in there. I'm like, we're going. Let's see. If you have any questions about the shoulder surgery process, go ahead and ask me these questions. It wasn't really bad at all. And if you want to learn more or know more about the Andrews Institute, I tell you, there's a whole website for it down here, and that's where all the Major League Baseball players, NHL players, football players. I mean, they have merchandise, they have merch, signed merch everywhere, and pictures with all of these professional athletes. And if they, in my mind, if they were the ones that were feeling very comfortable and trusting with these doctors, then I mean, yeah, I was going there too. So I'll say the only real scarring I have is like, I have this right here. It's a little scar. It's on my tattoo here, but I have little ones here you can't see, here and here. So that's when they went in and fixing my rotator cuff and all that stuff. But like I said, I still do have some pain, but I can play, I can work. And if you're worried about how fast you can get up that fretboard, what I would do is like every day after getting surgery, just move it back and forth. It's like anything else. You'll eventually get all the way where you need to be, and don't lose those calluses on your fingers. You've worked too hard to do that. But best decision was to get it done, because I know later on in life it probably would have slowed me down tremendously. I was very nervous, and because I've heard horror stories about people's shoulders having to do multiple shoulder surgeries or not working, or you're gonna have to get a shoulder replacement, or it just extremely painful. And that's what I was going into it. I was like, all right, it's gonna be extremely painful. I'm just gonna have to deal with it and manage the pain and really work through physical therapy. And I took physical therapy very serious. And I think that's probably why I also have a little bit better range of motion. It's not like when I'm going up like here, like it kind of like stops here still. And I believe I want to pray and hope it does go back to like, ooh, I go right here, and it just kind of stops right there. But that does not stop me from playing guitar or stop me from like setting up a lot of my stuff while playing a gig. So that is my good old update. So I do go to the gym, just don't do heavy weights. Does it hurt still? It has a little bit of gremlins there. I can't sleep on my left side. Can I play guitar? Absolutely. But my trap here does get sore. And so whenever that happens, I actually go ahead and have a stool, and I'll go ahead and sit down. I'm a solo act right now. Eventually I'm getting I want to put together a band, but right now I'm real flexible on being able to set up my own way, or if I want to stand or sit. But I do try to test myself to keep getting better and stronger and being able to do it longer. The driving feels, I think it feels okay, and I know that my shoulder is fixed. It's just how long is it going to take to get to normal, or your new normal, right? I wouldn't be scared if I didn't feel confident in my provider that did the surgery, my doctor. One last little tidbit, like, the doctor saw all of the images. He did a little bit of test on me. He literally saw me for like 10 minutes. Dr. Stephen Jordan at Gulf Coast, not Gulf Coast, is at the Andrews Institute. After 10 minutes, he was telling me what was wrong with me, and I've never had a doctor, and I've saw 3 or 4 of them prior to him, tell me what were my issues without even saying anything, and that impressed me so much that I knew that I was in the right place, and I was gonna be fixed right up. So I will come back in another couple months just to give you an update on how my shoulder is doing. And I'm actually retiring from the military, so now I'm full-time musician. So you have a little bit more stories about me gigging out here and how it's hindering or how it has really improved. So until next time, my name is Jay Cruz. I have an album that I released out in January. It's called Dreamer. Go ahead and take a listen to it. And God bless y'all. And hopefully we will take this journey together and you learn a lot more. So thank y'all. Have a great day.